Good afternoon, or should I say late morning. It's almost noon here in beautiful, rainy Osaka, Japan. And today I'm just gonna walk around a little bit, make a quick short video for you, because some people ask me about what I think about EVs in Japan and what I think about NIO in Japan prospects. And so we're gonna look around at some cars and talk about EVs and what I've seen so far. I've been in Japan about 2 weeks now. So here we go. First of all, I gotta tell you that in 2 weeks I've seen exactly two confirmed EVs driving around. Let's be completely transparent here. I've seen one Tesla Model 3 and I've seen one Hyundai Ioniq 5. I've also seen two Nissans parked. They were like fleet vehicles or company vehicles. They had some logos on them and they were parked and charging. And that was not in Osaka, I was in Shikoku. And aside from that, I've seen one, what looked like a Mitsubishi like Pajero. They're kind of SUV type Mitsubishi. I'm not sure exactly what model it was, but it was driving and I saw it said PHEV. I was curious what it was. And on the back it said plug-in hybrid. So there's that. And then I've also seen a few Nissan Notes that are like a subcompact kind of car. And they say e-powered on the back, but my understanding is they're a hybrid as well, and they have a very small battery for electric, like a neighborhood electric vehicle. I'm not too sure, but that's what I've seen. I've seen like 3 of those. And that's it. And I've seen one charging station. Actually, I saw a sign. I'll put it in the video. I saw a sign also in Shikoku for an EV charging station. But I walked all the way around the parking lot and I didn't see the charger anywhere. So I must have missed it. But that's all I've seen. So I guess one other thing to note before I start talking about NIO and stuff like that is, you know, compared to, let's say, China, for example, where a lot of my experience is, in China, it's very easy to see an EV because the plate is green. As far as I can tell, there is no plate differentiator in Japan telling you if a car is electric or not. It also, maybe just because I can't read Japanese, maybe it does say it on the plate, but I literally have not seen it. Where's that noise coming from? Is that a mosque? I'm gonna have to wait a minute while the sound goes away. I'll be back soon. Oh my god. What is going on, guys? Oh, I found it. It's that car driving around. There it is. I found the sound. Okay, that was weird. I did not expect that. Okay, let's move on. So what else is going on? Oh man, that was so weird. So in Japan here, as you can see, you know, Osaka is one of the major cities. It's the middle of the day. And there's just not a lot of traffic. There are not very many cars. But if you go down the subway, you'll find a lot of people down there. Oh, I do see a Tesla. Okay, way down there is a white Model 3. That's my second one. So we're lucky. It actually may be the same one. No, I'm not lying. The other one was a white Model 3 and it was in Shikoku. So anyway, there's not a lot of cars here. Public transport's incredible, as you probably know. And it's just, it's pretty quiet, relatively speaking. There's not a lot of traffic. And so when it comes to prospects of should NIO, or anybody really, but I know people are interested in NIO, should NIO come down here to Japan and start selling cars? Honestly, they kind of have to be like a first mover from what I can tell, because it seems like Japan, and I think we all know this, the Japanese car manufacturers really aren't all in on EVs yet. Really not in. at all, let alone all in. So they'd have to be like a first mover. They'd have to really develop a lot of infrastructure here. They'd have to place a lot of faith in the Japanese consumer to buy their EV and to shift to EVs. And I don't know if that's happening anytime soon. And I'll be honest, I'm no expert in the Japanese car consumer at all. This is just real basic observations here. So forgive me for not going too in depth, but from what I've seen, especially most of my time has been walking around the countryside of Shikoku, but from what I've seen, most cars are basically like kind of like compact vans almost. They're not really big cars, of course. Even the vans are not big cars. And so for NIO, who, because of their battery swap, their cars are all pretty big. They're pretty wide, they're pretty long. Even their most compact car is bigger than a Model 3. So let's see what we got coming here. So look at these kind of cars. These are the kind of cars you see: compact car and then compact van. Little Suzuki there. You know, I don't know what the car sales are per capita or car ownership per capita, but it seems like it can't be that high, especially here in the cities. Probably way less than one car per person. And then in the countryside, it's probably more like, you know, one car per household. And probably those households, to be honest, are not a household like a nuclear family, like mom, dad, and 2 kids. It's like 2 old people that are like 7 years old, and they drive a little box van or a little truck. So I don't think they're in the market for buying a NIO electric car. So for people who are interested in NIO and should NIO come to Japan, I would say definitely not right now. Maybe the sub-brand in the future, the same kind of sub-brand they're doing for Europe, that's going to be more smaller, compact cars, more affordable cars. That could be possible. But I don't think the main brand is right for Japan. Not at this moment. Again, just based on 2 weeks of observation of walking around. You have a lot of really narrow streets like this, little alleyways. Oh, that one's got construction going on. A lot of houses down those little narrow streets. Not a ton of parking anywhere. I would say that my feeling is that, you know, it's weird. I guess what I would say is, at night, if you walk around Osaka, probably Tokyo, probably other big cities as well, you see a lot of like what we would call in America like rice rockets, like tuners come out, people driving really nice cars, all Japanese, pretty much all Japanese. But in the daytime, working people, they're just driving like a lot of compact cars, little tiny vans, like I said. You know, that's a pretty big car right there. Was that like a Nissan? It's about one of the biggest we see around. And then a van, maybe like an Alphard or something. But yeah. So my thoughts are NIO should definitely concentrate on other markets first, concentrate on selling cars in China, concentrate on selling cars in Europe, and definitely a bigger market, more developed market, hopefully in the future, maybe next year, would be like North America. We'll see, probably not, but we'll see. Even North America is not really that mature of a market, but it's definitely more developed than what we got here. You know, and one more comparison to China is, in China, on a walk like this, where I walk, you know, I probably walk half a kilometer, I don't know, and I've seen, as far as I can tell, one EV, but I've also seen no EV infrastructure, no signs, no parking lots with charging, nothing like that. Obviously no swap stations. I don't know where people charge their car if they do have an EV in Japan. I literally have no idea because I haven't seen any public infrastructure. The two EVs I saw charging were those Nissans that were like fleet vehicles parked at their office, it looked like. And then, like I said, I saw that one sign, but I didn't actually see the charger anywhere. So, these are all internal combustion. If you guys spotted an EV or a hybrid that I miss, please point it out in the comments. But I don't think it's happening. I really do not. So I guess that's about it for this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this very quick walk around Osaka. And I'm enjoying my time in Japan very, very much. It's such a different place from China. Like, wildly different. Whoa, vastly different. And I know that because I've been to Japan a few times before. But it's always just very refreshing and exciting to come to a place like this after spending so much time in China, where, I mean, I like China, but it's just so vibrant here and alive, especially at night. It just comes to life. Buskers on the street, people having fun. Whereas China's just so controlled when it comes to like that sort of thing, like street performers and vendors and just nightlife in general. And of course, it's not perfect. Having a couple weeks here, you don't get a full story of what actually living here is like. You don't get the true impression. I know there's a lot of talk about like salarymen here, and they don't have a life. They spend their whole life working, and it's similar in China too. But I think here it's supposed to be even worse. But it does seem like people go out and they're just like really, really enjoying themselves and having fun. And they're much more vibrant and lively than most of the time in China, where it's kind of a little bit, I don't know what the right word is. Because people have fun in China too, but they're more like demure or something, I don't know. They don't let loose so much. I'll throw a video up right here at the end of this video from last night in Osaka on the street. Just a clip of people having fun, dancing, buskers, that sort of thing. All right, bye-bye. Take care. Drop me a like, subscribe, follow, pay me, do whatever you want. Bye-bye.